talked a little bit about your reconnect with Will at Media Day, but I'm just curious, how is he different as a head coach than an assistant, or are you noticing anything?
I'm not gonna lie. So far, I haven't really seen a difference. Like Will being in San Antonio was very insightful, very helpful. Like you can, like I said before, in Media Day, you could always go to him and ask him questions. He's an open book when it comes to being personable. So he's been the same thing here as the head coach, probably with just obviously a little bit more authority. There hasn't been one change I've seen in Will.
One of the things that Pop said about him was that he's one of the people that has that unique characteristic that they can connect with anybody.
Yes.
And what's the difference between having a coach like that and one who's maybe not as personable but still good?
It's a big difference. Like, I think it just brings a different type of confidence out of you when you have a guy like Will who, can sometimes shut basketball off and have a conversation with you off the court that'll help you. Just makes you want to play harder for a guy like that who has your back, as opposed to when you have a coach that, you got those coaches who I feel like they're long gone in this league, but, they not approachable. They only focus on basketball. That's like the old school style of coaching.
Do you take criticism better from a coach like that?
Yeah, I can handle criticism. My dad was really hard on me, so I can handle criticism from whoever. It wouldn't bother me. I use it as constructive criticism. So me personally, it wouldn't bother me.
How the first couple days of the training camp?
It's going well. I think the first 2 or 3 days getting adjusted to the altitude. I think these last 2 days have been really good, getting my legs under me more and more. Just getting adjusted, trying to learn on the fly, things like that, and obviously excited to get out and play Houston, ready for a game.
Are NBA training camps all pretty much the same, or is this one different in any way?
I think there's a lot more teaching in our training camp here, as opposed to being in a veteran training camp like Golden State last year, or maybe Minnesota in the past, or San Antonio in the past, where guys have spent the season before together. You touching up on things, you getting back in shape. To where here, there was a crew last year that's still here this year, but we got to get on the same page. We got new guys, new things to put in, new things to talk about. So it's a little different, this one.
Kind of along those lines, like you've played against a lot of these guys before, but what have you learned kind of being their teammates in this first week?
It's tough on the court because we're still trying to figure it out, but it's like, guys that you compete against and, you watch and you're like, oh, I got to guard them 7 o'clock tonight while you're on the other team. It's like cool to, see the how good of a person these people are. They're all cool dudes, and to share a locker room with them and the camaraderie, things like that. That's kind of my favorite part about this. So it's cool to see a different side of them.
And then we're all curious about Ace in particular. Like, what has stood out about his play or his attitude in these first few days?
He's willing to learn, and that's what's most important. Obviously he's a really good player. He can get out and transition and score. He's a good shooter. He's a great basketball player. He knows what he's doing, but he's also an open book. Him and Walter both, willing to learn. They're accepting whatever's told to them. Things like that. So those 2 young dudes I enjoyed being around so far.
Is Ace's energy infectious?
Yeah, definitely.
Any 19-year-olds in
I wouldn't say any, but he's a special 19-year-old, and his energy is definitely infectious. It's all about perspective in this locker room. We got a 30-year-old, we got a 19-year-old, so it's all about perspective. 37, is that K-Love?
Yeah.
My fault, K-Love, my fault.
You said there's been a lot of learning. Are you doing any of the teaching at this point?
No, I'm trying to learn too. Obviously, as the season goes on, I can help my teammates out with what I know from being in the NBA 12 years. But I'm on the learning end as well. I want to get the offense down. I think and the defense down. My style of play is being smart and cerebral and knowing all 5 positions. So that's just the space I'm in, where I'm trying to obviously learn what I do, but take a peek at what the point guard does, what the big man does, things like that. It's just how I like to approach the game. So I'm on the learning end as well.
What's the perspective kind of on the outside of who Lowry is as a player?
who he is as a player. You know, he's physical on the offensive end. He's a tough shot maker. He can shoot the ball really well. He can get downhill. He can post smaller guys up. Like, you know, it doesn't end offensively. Defensively, he's solid. He uses his length and width well. You know, just a really good basketball player. And I think, you know, I've seen it in Chicago. I see it with the national team when he plays in the summer. Obviously here in Utah as well. So, you know, he definitely gets his respect around the league. Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
Yeah.